Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic, farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, many are blaming people that refuse to get the jab on not reaching herd immunity, and that's the reason they're going to use it, or all the people out here that say they are not going to get the jab. But I'm telling you, herd immunity is a fantasy and not a reality. If you got a constantly changing virus and variants of that virus coming out, how the hell are you going to reach herd immunity? Because we know all this, you get the shot, it covers everything. No, it doesn't. They're not even telling the truth. You know, it's surging in the country again. And instead of telling you and informing the public, they want to harp on this. Oh, you can do whatever you want. You got the shot. Oh, you can travel overseas. Oh, get the beaches open. Oh, get the stadiums back open. Oh, get the movie theaters open. You know, that's what they're harping on. But, you know, just because you choose not to live in reality, you have no right to demand that the rest of us do the same. You know, and to me, the message America is putting out is only going to put more people at risk. Look, Queen Amadaya sent me a story this morning, and it said people that got both jabs have ended up getting sick with COVID. Some ended up in the hospital, and 3 that got the jab died. I thought it was going to reduce the risk of death. 3 died. Both jabs were given. So, and I'm sure it's got to be way more than that. And I know this American mainstream news is withholding a lot of information that we are missing. And trust me, a lot of these people that got that jab have been sick with COVID, ended up in the hospital with it, and some have died, and they're just keeping it out of the news. There's no way this has happened only in Michigan and nowhere else. I don't believe that at all. So I'm going to go ahead and play this audio that came out from NPR.
President Biden now says every adult in the U.S. should be eligible for a coronavirus vaccine by April 19th. More than 168 million doses have been administered. That's according to the CDC. But cases are rising. After touring a vaccination site in Virginia yesterday, the president said getting vaccine shots to everyone is the best way to stop the spread. But he cautioned this is not the time to get complacent.
The virus is spreading because we have too many people who've seen the end in sight, think we're at the finish line already. But let me be deadly earnest with you. We aren't at the finish line.
Public health experts are saying there are still a lot of people saying no to the vaccine. NPR's Jeff Brumfield has more on how hesitancy and misinformation could prolong the pandemic.
Ali Mokdad tracks the coronavirus for a living, and he says the way out of this pandemic is clear.
We need to vaccinate as much as possible right now. Stop the circulation of this virus in the US and elsewhere. Don't allow it to mutate, then we can control it.
Reaching the point at which the virus stops circulating easily is sometimes called herd immunity. Mogdad, who works for the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington, says most experts think reaching herd immunity is going to require a large majority of Americans to get vaccinated. But in a recent NPR Marist poll, nearly 1 in 3 said they were either unsure about the vaccines or that they would refuse one if offered. Mogdad believes this hesitation could mean the current public vaccination campaign will start running out of arms for its shots.
Hesitancy is going to be a big problem for us in May, June, simply because we will have more vaccines than people who are willing to take the vaccine.
It's hard to know exactly how many people will actually turn down a vaccine if offered, but right now there appears to be a gap between the number of people who want the shot and the number who need to get it for the U.S. to reach herd immunity. Samuel Scarpino models the coronavirus epidemic at Northeastern University.
What most of us want is safe return to something that looks more normal. And that to me means 85% probably vaccinated. We can't get there right now.
Too many people are saying no. Scarpino predicts this problem won't show up right away. He and Mogdad both expect COVID cases to drop over the summer months when a combination of vaccinations and warm weather will dramatically slow the virus down.
My concern at this stage is the fall.
If vaccination rates remain too low, he says, COVID will return, especially since roughly 20% of the population are children who are not yet eligible to get vaccinated. His models show vaccination will help keep the disease under control nationally, but regional outbreaks could still be possible, especially in communities where vaccination rates are lowest.
We'll be heavily buffered, but we will still have large outbreaks of COVID.
Large enough, he worries, to strain hospitals and maybe force closures of schools and other activities in different parts of the United States. NPR's polling shows that a diverse swath of Americans don't want to get vaccinated. While the numbers are highest for Republican men, many others say they'll refuse the shot. It's a mistake to think that just one part of society is refusing vaccines, says Colina Koltai. She studies vaccine misinformation at the University of Washington.
It's literally everyone. In the sense that, everyone knows someone in their life who is not willing to get vaccinated.
And Koltai says that online misinformation about vaccines is making the problem much more difficult.
For the first time in a very long time, we have everyone deciding this decision whether or not they're going to vaccinate themselves as an adult. And so we're all becoming susceptible to anti-vaccine narratives that could be promoted in ways that are beyond anti-vaccination communities.
Last week, the Biden administration launched a major initiative to counter those narratives. It's trying to enlist faith groups, unions, and others to promote vaccination within their communities. It's the kind of broad, grassroots effort experts like Koltai say is needed to encourage the reluctant to get a shot. The question is, will it be enough? Jeff Brumfield, NPR News, Washington.
Now, you heard what he said. He said they are relying on the vaccine and the warm weather to, so it will diminish COVID. But this man ain't even telling you the truth. It didn't diminish last summer. It was still going up and surging all through the summer. And then he was saying, you heard them say, well, if, these folks that are holding out, I'm just paraphrasing it, and they won't get the vaccine, then there's no chance of reaching herd immunity. That's a damn lie. Okay? So what they're pretty much trying to do is put the fault on people that didn't get the shot for why COVID is still around. And really, it's the decisions that you're making to reopen everything, and you can't even say you conquered the virus or even conquered one variant. Okay, you had a dip for 8 weeks? And you're losing your mind over that. So that means open everything back up. You had dips last year. This ain't the first time everything dropped for a minute and then surged back up, because it's surging back up all over the country. But this is not the first time this has happened. This happened back in 2020. So I don't know what people are going so crazy for, that they're running out and just opening everything back up. You have to close this stuff back down. There's already companies and places that are reporting people getting sick. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said it before, this herd immunity is nothing but fantasy talk. Oh, it takes a couple of years to reach herd immunity. Oh, it takes years and years. Oh, we'll be there by the summer. No problem. By this, I mean, you get so many mixed messages. These folks don't know what to do, y'all. They don't know what to do. And I think because they don't know what to do, they're actually making the situation worse. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.